Wow, you know what? I feel like I just made a video like this. We're going to go do it again. We've got another huge match that's coming up. We are playing on the road against Lionheart, and this is going to be basically the match that will probably decide the league unless Milao and Tomata wind up beating us later on in the season. They are in second place, but they have a game in hand on us. We are currently in first place. Take a quick look over here at the competitions and let you see where it all stands. We'll click over here so that it's a little bit easier to see what's going on. And yeah, I mean, the way that this is standing up for us, we are barely in the lead, and we will see if we're able to keep this lead going for any longer. I'm a little bit concerned about this match. I'm not quite sure which version of our team is going to show up. As you can see up here as well, Maele now 15 goals out of the, he's probably played about 11 matches, I think, so far, in second place for the goal scoring title, and assists is Peyton Milani, who's been better and better as we've gone forward. And I really do like our chances, but it depends upon exactly how we show up. Give you a little bit of preview of what we're going to look like tactically. So I'm keeping Milani down here in the advanced playmaker role. We'll have Atu and Robert Kalliopa, whose name I always forget. Rock, of course, will be there, and Twala Lele is going to be back in that Segundo Volante role because he did so well with that a little bit before. I notice we only have 3 players in attacking in mentality, so we may allow Rock to be a little bit further forward and try to give us a little bit more of an attacking oomph. That's mostly because I think Milani prefers to not be attacking. We'll have Milo here on the left side. So this is one of those things I really want to talk about, which is that we had, where is he? There it is. Afafa Moana is the player that the coach wants us to play on that left back role. He's the best, or I'm sorry, right back. What I should say. Is that what we're looking at? This is Kalliopa. Yeah, Milo's on the left back. It's going to be Tiatia on the right back. That's what's going on. I suppose that Famoana can play either way, though. He's been playing a lot of left back, although he's better, I suppose, at right back. The coach tells me that he's a star player and one of the best players on the team, and yet when I look at his form, I don't see that, right? I mean, we have poor, couple of okay matches, maybe one good match, another poor match here. And then before I had him benched for a while, he was having a string of inconsistent performances. That's the thing that I'm mostly worried about when it comes to him, right? The 6.56 average rating out of 9 appearances is not what we need. That's not a star player. That's somebody who's at risk of being just completely let go by the club. So we need to do better than this. You see 2 matches in a row, I've had to take him off right at halftime. That's the reason why he's not going to start this one. Now, it is possible. It's possible that we might have a better chance of winning if we start him instead of Milo Tiatia. But Tiatia is 22 years old. He also comes off, by the way, as a star player. He is much better at big matches, and he's definitely more consistent. He was injured for a while, which is really the only reason why the other player was given much of a chance. You can see he came on against against Lionheart in that friendly we played against them at the end. I didn't manage that one. And then Viola Tongan, he started. Really should have started, I suppose, against Utule, but I wanted to make sure that we had a good first team that was rested. But I mean, this guy was just absolutely sensational early on in the season before his injury. So this is the guy who we're going to go with. Tiatia is a great player, and we're going to go with him at right back. My guess, honestly, about Fa Moana is that, and I haven't really dug into this as much, my guess is that there's probably something to do with the foot that he tends to use, and that might be the reason why he's been having some issues. I'm not even sure. Yeah, right-footed. It may be that because of that, he works better as a right back than as a left back, even though he has the ability to play left back. Anyway, so that might explain sort of what's going on. We do have a little bit of fatigue to worry about, especially from Palipua, who I had to take out at halftime last game, and Hingi Poli also a little bit tired. We're always going to have some problems there in central defense, and the reason why is because I had to get rid of one of our central defensemen at the very beginning of the save. The reason why I had to do that is because he wasn't going to listen to anything I had to say, so he can go and go off somewhere else and be upset about whatever it was he was upset about. A couple other things to mention, but this won't impact the next match. We are soon going to become a international side because we had 2 players who came up as being amateur players in need of a home. And so we're going to go for Azam Abdi, who unfortunately is inconsistent, but I like the idea of having a player who is from, where is he from? Who's from Switzerland, who shows up on our team. He's Swiss and Macedonian. So yeah, we'll take some of that. We'll bring him on. I'm not exactly sure how they found us, but he likes big matches and is only a little bit inconsistent. With this sort of rating scale, I would say he's probably going to come right in and be the best player in the league by far, which is the reason why I'm going to go for him. Might as well. And, sometimes you don't pay attention to what you promised. And then there's this guy, Karim Dikhabi, who is, let's see, he is from Senegal, and he also just sort of popped up. Now, I'm not surprised that a Senegalese player is going to be fully amateur. Also, he's the star player who can only improve because he's only 18 years old. There's a little bit of injury proneness, which is the thing we worry about him, but we like that pace and that acceleration for him on the left side. I don't know how many games he actually will end up playing, though, because we have this guy, Atu, who's been absolutely amazing for us. Now, in terms of attributes, you can see that he doesn't look quite as good as our Senegalese friend. But Atu's got a great personality. He's a model citizen. This guy is going to be a absolute wonder kid, no question about it, and is probably one of the best players right now in American Samoa. So chances are that Atu is going to wind up really with the starting role at the left wing, and we pull on Karim. We'll probably have to either play him in the center where he can, play a little bit at least, or we'll have to let him wait his turn because there's no way I'm going to take Atu out. He's definitely a better player. So we'll see where all of this lands, but that gives you sort of an idea of what it is that's going on. Every single time we have the opportunity at a club like this to sign a foreigner, we're going to do it. Might as well, because that might give us a little bit of advantage over the rest of the league. I mean, it's not that we necessarily need an advantage, though. You'll recall at the beginning of the season that we were struggling. We were down in like 6th or 7th place for a while, right? And it's been really, really a long road for us to try to get back up to the top. So you can take a quick look over here. We'll just go over here to the team overview stats. We are leading in just about everything here, including most dribbles, most clean sheets, most possession, the best pass completion ratio. We're leading in this by probably a fairly large margin. We are over Tapu Timu Youth, who are right behind us. Our form is better than everybody except for Lionheart. That's why I say this next match is huge. They haven't lost at all this season. They haven't lost since halfway through last season. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully we'll be able to see some good things come out of this match. If we win this one, I think that we likely have it all sewn up. And so you can look and see where we've been. Of course, we played against Lionheart earlier on in the season. We drew with them 1-1. Wasn't really much of a match for us. We gave up that somewhat late second half goal over to Matthew Tagai, which is what made the difference. In fact, that match, if I remember right, that was the match in which we had a whole bunch of players injured. And so let's go ahead and take a quick look here at the statistics. Yeah, that's the one where Viali got injured, and he's out for the rest of the season. This was, I believe, also the match where Maile wound up getting injured with a small foot injury, and then NA also was injured. If I remember right, I don't even think Maile missed much because of that one. So let's see if we can figure out which match that was. That was this one right here. And yeah, there was enough time off for him to recover from his injury. But he got hurt right at the beginning. And that was the match as well where NA was injured also very, very early on. And that's, if you'll recall, that's the match where we ran out of strikers, which is, I think, the reason why we were unable to do much more. I don't know why he's rated for playing the left midfield because we've never played him there, whatever. So, yeah, if we look at NA's form, we can see that, I mean, he hasn't started quite that much, but he did come on in that Lionheart match, but had to come out on the 45th minute. That's right. That was that one where I think we had Danny playing up at front for the rest of the match, and that was probably not the best decision in the world, but we did what we could with it. NA, by the way, has been a little bit on and off. I mean, he had those 4 goals in the first match of the season, and then, it wasn't so great against Utale, and then Lionheart, he didn't do much and got hurt. Had this 8.5 rating as well, but most recently against Utale had that 6.1 against the team that we should be crushing. So I have some concerns here about this guy's consistency. I know that it says that he's fairly consistent. I have some concerns about this guy, 25 years old, and I'm not sure if he's really good enough to play here. Neither are our coaches. So we'll see what happens as this squad continues to improve. We may end up getting rid of some guys like that. There's also Danny, who we've seen a lot of, and he also might not quite have that ability to play at this level. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. A lot of stuff, though, to be happy about, Tia and the like. Anyway, this is a very long-winded way of saying this is going to be a pretty heck of a crazy match tomorrow. This is probably going to be the biggest match that we have seen so far this season. And if we win this one, it will really only be one against Ilawa and Toamata that'll potentially be higher or be more important than this. I mean, they've played well. They crushed their opposition. Twaki Latu looks like he's a potential star player, though doesn't like big matches, which is why we're not going straight after him. They have Tagai, Matthew Tagai, who's been playing at a high level, and so on and so forth. And their goaltender's also been playing fairly well. We can take a quick look over at him. And again, he's not very consistent, which is the problem. Anytime we're running into players that are not that consistent, I mean, we're probably not going to go after them unless there's some like really weird thing that's going on or something special that's happening. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It looks like this guy is Stidolf Ute is also one of their best and is a good and strong young player. So we'll go ahead. We will scout him. In fact, this is one of these where we can look and see. Oh, no, look at that. We don't want to go because we are too young. So we'll see what we can do, but we'll go ahead and scout him, see if we can pick him off when he's 18. And that's what we're going to do for a lot of these guys, you know. Matthew Tagai, another one, I don't know. Yeah, we have looked at him already, but he doesn't like playing in big matches, which might play in our favor in this next one. So we'll see what happens. You never know, and we'll have the big one for you tomorrow. Bye-bye.